The cornerstone of the Skaven military. Less numerous, but better trained than the slave class. We're going to see if these meat shields can hold up to the fury of Bretonnia in the showdown between these Skaven, who shall be led by Lord Skrolk, and the Bretonnians, who are going to be helmed by the Fey Enchantress. So let's get right into this game, guys, and have some fun. So as far as the build goes, on the front line, we do have a very heavy core of the clan rats. Now, clan rats have okay combat stats, 25, 27, 36, and they only cost 300 gold, so you can use slaves, but in this matchup, I was like, I want a little bit of sustainability to at least hold back men-at-arms and troops like that, to therefore allow my artillery and some of the troops in the back I have to generate a little bit of value. But you can see here, the mighty King of the Dead with a very aggressive vanguard. So the mounted yeoman vanguard right behind my clan rats with spears, so thankfully I do have them, but they're facing the wrong direction, so I don't know if they're charged. This little rat looks like he noticed it at the last second, but the mounted yeoman might get some damage in, but I should be able to hold. Same thing on the other side, mounted yeoman vanguard behind my clan rats with spears and my warp lightning cannon. But yeah, that's really going to be kind of the main part of my build. Two warp lightning cannons in the back here, going to be teeing off onto the Bretonnian heavy cav, so the defenders. He does also have some Grail Guardians in the back, so looking to go straight up row him right up the pipe and do a ton of damage. Knights Errant here on the far side, and that is most of his cav. But yeah, we have two of those. As far as the anti-cav, aside from the warp lightning cannons, we do have a couple of groups of the rat ogres. Rat ogres, of course, very good against Bretonnian cav. Yeah, they're going to get lanced down by Knights of the Realm and Grail Knights and things like that. But against Knights Errant as well as Grail Guardians, they're going to be really solid. Solid armor piercing, decent Skaven mobility. Now look how proud this rat is right here. On top of that, we do also have Lord Skrolk. We have an assassin as well. Skrolk, just solid. I mean, if you're worried about your front line being overwhelmed, he's the best choice. He's going to be able to drop Vermintides. He's going to be able to summon Plague Monks. Just brings so much value to the battlefield. On top of that, we do have an assassin as well. Assassin does have just the trophy heads, I think. The Doom Wheel, I kind of figured that he might try and go with the Peasant Tide. And by the Peasant Tide, I just mean a ton of men-at-arms, foot squires, peasant archers, instead of really going all in on the cav. So that's what the Doom Wheel's for. He's going to be trying to do his business back there. We have a Warlock Engineer as well, just with a Howling Warp Gale, just in case he tried to go with Lewin or Uncle Albert and maybe take out my lords. I figured that'd be a good choice. And in the deep back, I do also have some Death Runners. So Death Runners, I figured, hey, if I keep them back long enough, he might not notice them, and I can go after the archers and get some free kills. We'll see if that's going to be the case. So for the front line of King, he's got men-at-arms with shields, definitely up to the task of beating down some clan rats. He's got Peasant Bowmen with the pox arrows, very good against the rat ogres, good against my clan rats, and they can also slow the Doom Wheel with their poison, which is going to be quite useful. Battle Pilgrims, aside from that, it looks like in total he does have 4 of these bad boys here in the back line, and yeah, they're going to be good. I mean, Battle Pilgrims definitely can beat the shit out of these Skaven infantry here. On top of that, you just have the Fey Enchantress and a Paladin. So the Paladin, a pretty good little anti-large tool with decent mass when he's on horseback, so he's going to be able to, pin down the Doom Wheel, deal with rat ogres, all kinds of good stuff. Grail Guardians back here. Not bad against like assassin type characters. So if you do have like Plague Monks or those characters that do rely very heavily on a physical resist, like the Death Runners, for example, he's able to catch me with those. The Grail Guardians will make quick work of them. Knights Errant on both sides, and that is pretty much it. So guys, let's get this show on the road. So the battle's underway. Knights Errant in the back here, not Knights Errant, the mounted yeoman trying to do a little bit of work, but the clan rats are just standing there with their spears cackling. Same thing on the other side. He's doing a little bit of a loop-de-loo, looping around. I do have the clan rats saturated, and the rat ogres should be able to come in and just beat these guys down. Granted, he still does knock me off my artillery piece, so it's not a bad initial engagement. It does cover his Grail Guardians initially and make sure that they don't take a ton of damage. You can see right there the mounted yeoman not happy about that situation. On the other side, these mounted yeomen definitely got the moves, but I have pulled back some rat ogres to help skirmish. And also I had a bunch of rats over here, just in case you try to come around. I really wanted to kind of pigeonhole him into my firebox here. So the Doom Wheel has gone forward. Got a couple kills onto the men-at-arms with shields right here. It's trying to get back, but the defenders of Fleur-de-Lis here actually doing a little bit of work fending him off. And the Peasant Arrow is doing more damage than I expected, despite his 100 armor. So the clan rats are going to be swooping in, getting run down for the Great Horn Rat. And the Doom Wheel will be helping in melee as well. A little bit of friendly fire. I was wondering where that damage came from. I don't know if it actually damaged it, but it looked like it took a massive blast from my own Warp Lightning Cannon, which is not fun. But now my Warp Lightning Cannon has been switched onto the Grail Guardians in the back. We're going to be taking some pretty heavy-duty fire from my cannons. You can see it's really buttering these guys up. So yeah, good stuff there. Good stuff. Archers, in the meantime, going to keep focusing. My Doom Wheel will probably be switching onto the Rat Ogres once the main fighting starts. And the Doom Wheel is going to be zipping over here. But the Fey Enchantress has something to say about it. She's going to be getting in here with her bloodthirsty unicorn, doing some pretty good work, and realizing that I'm kind of faltering right here, and there's a lot of pressure with the Fey Enchantress, and Battle Pilgrims coming in. I'm also going to be dropping some Plague Monks, but you can see the Battle Pilgrims in the secondary line of the Bretonnians are going to be scooting forward, and I'm really quite curious to see what the Peasant Bowmen are going to be focusing. Are they going to go after Rat Ogres? Are they going to keep working on the Doom Wheel? We will find out in the next episode. In the meantime, the Rat Ogres have reformed ranks here. I was kind of trying to decide where I wanted to send them, but I think I ended up disseminating them into the front line here. And the Clan Rats with Spears doing the work of the Horned Rat, just fending off these mounted yeomen with their bonus for large. I'm pretty sure these are clan rat spears, yeah, with their bonus for large there. So they should be able to do that. I do pull back some rat ogres as well to try and get a little bit of punch and just free up the warp lightning cannon. The frontline fight's definitely pretty messy. Balance of Power is dead even in the middle. Skrolk dead, he's going to be summoning rats, a ton of battle pilgrims. So we literally have like the fanatics from both factions. We have the Plague Monks fighting up against these battle pilgrims, and oh my god, look at that guy. I forgot about that animation. That's some pretty nasty stuff. What a way to go. But the Plague Monk's doing a good job. Fey Enchantress, of course, is here with her Mist of the Lady, so it's going to be lowering their melee attack, generating some good value. And Skrulk is, having to falsely inflate this army, and my Assassin is actually taking a beating. So a lot of these Plague Monks, and not Plague Monks, but these Battle Pilgrims here doing a lot of work against my Assassin. That was a really, tough loss to take. In the meantime, though, the Knights Errant, as well as the Grail Guardians, haven't gotten too much value. A very nice combat of Cassandora coming down, but it's just Clan Rats, so it's not really a big deal. And my Doomwheel in the back has just been running havoc, just cackling and running over these Bretonnian peasants. You can see just shooting its laser, and yeah, they're definitely not having a good time. That guy literally got just decapitated by that laser right there. Well, my main line is faltering, of course, which is naturally the case for the Skaven, so I have had to pull some Clan Rats up from reserves. These Clan Rats did chase those Mounted Yeomen off the map, so I should be pulling them back to this Warp Lightning Cannon in just a moment. And it looks like the remnants of the defenders going to be charging in, but the Clan Rats definitely up to the task. They're going to be surging forward and making sure that this Skaven warp technology is going to keep shooting and keep generating value. But look at the Bretonnian back line. It's very tattered. Peasant Bowmen are getting run down by the Doomwheel, and there are a couple Knights back there trying to stop it, but Grail Guardians aren't going to be that great against a Doomwheel. They have really low armor piercing and relatively poor damage output. They're more for their tankiness. So you can see here they're just getting cut to pieces by that Warp Lightning Cannon, which is definitely quite solid, but the Doomwheel is going to have to run. I don't want to get pinned down and then just have the archers turn and shoot. The Summon Death Runners, or not Summon Death Runners, but the Death Runners in the back have done okay, but they did take a couple heavy CAD charges, and even the Spearmen with shields should be able to polish them off. But a lot of the Bretonnians are definitely turning tail and running here, which is quite good. A couple Knights in the back, looks like these are the defenders still grinding it out, trying to temporarily shut down the Warp Lightning Cannon, but the Brave Rats of I was about to say the Brave Rats of Bretonnia, because I'm so used to saying that line, but the Brave Rats of Clan Turin, I guess we'll call it for today, are going to be holding and fighting. More Summon Plague Monks in the front line, really doing a good job. And the Skrulkman plus his Rat Ogres actually putting up a decent fight against the Assassin, or against the, well, I guess the Paladin kind of is an Assassin, right? But against the Paladin Assassin, who's been assassinating my Assassin all day. I'm pretty sure my Assassin is pretty much dead or broken off the battlefield. But yeah, Plague Monks in here doing a really good job with the support of Skrulk, despite the fact that they are a summoned unit. His stand your ground buff is really going to kind of help them keep fighting. And I kind of realized I was taking a lot of damage from the Paladin and the Fey Enchantress. And if I were to lose Skrulk here, even though I have a decent commanding position over the battle overall, if I lost Skrulk, the Skaven can just turn on a dime as it pertains to leadership. So the Assassin actually still alive back here. I have some Clan Rats, some Rat Ogres who are going to be rallying. Warp Lightning Cannon still doing a very good job of polishing things off. Now, for the first time, the balance of power definitely a little bit in my favor. Skrulk Daddy is going to be in mortal combat with the Fey Enchantress, but it looks like my rats are running, or I'm pulling them back. I can't quite remember. They're actually broken somehow. So these Rat Ogres probably breaking from Mist of the Lady, as well as the Plague Monks. And Skrulk is a little bit alone. He does get punted by the Fey Enchantress. Her ferocious unicorn coming in with its steel horn, doing a good job, so I had to rush some Clan Rats over. I did not want Skrulk getting beaten down by the Fey Enchantress. Granted, in a straight fight, he would probably win over a long battle, but I'm pretty sure she has really good magical resist against his magic attacks, which definitely is going to be not good for him. So the Paladin here is going to be taking some heavy Warp Lightning fire, so we did get him an open field, and now we have the Skaven kill box. This Paladin's going to be riding, trying to get in on Skrulk and help out a little bit with the Fey Enchantress, but we have a lot of firepower. 3 Warp Lightnings here, and it looks like we still have all 3 of these Warp Lightning cannons right here, and they're just blasting this guy, doing huge damage with their heavy armor piercing and their bonus versus large. And it looks like he's going to be dropping a Chalice of Potions on top of my Warp Lightning Cannon back here. And it looks like he does fully destroy it, I think. Yeah, that thing's just straight up got flattened. So pretty good use of that. But the Fey Enchantress is definitely not in the best situation. You can see the Regrowth has been popped, which is going to, of course, heal her, but it doesn't give that physical resist anymore. I mean, the Vigor, I guess, is always kind of helpful. But for the most part, she's going to be getting swarmed by Rat Ogres and Spears, all kinds of nasty troops. And in the back line, he has a couple Archers and Bretonnian Peasants that are going to be rallying. But I felt like the Archers weren't terribly impactful this game. I don't know if they were shooting the wrong targets, but yeah, the Rat Ogres definitely lasted pretty long. But in the main fight, the last of these heroic Knights of Bretonnia are going to be making a last stand for the Lady against these Clan Rats, lancing some of them in the face. Of course, there are some slaves in there that I did pull from the far side of the battlefield because there was not really any pressure over there. But with the Fey Enchantress going down, that's probably going to spell doom for Bretonnia, as they don't really have much left in the way of leadership. Fey Enchantress is going to be going down to a bunch of filthy rats, and it looks like the Paladin has fallen as well. So well played to my opponent, King of the Dead. Definitely a very fun match with the Skaven and the Bretonnians. Definitely two. We were both talking before the game that it was like 2 of our weaker factions, but it was still very fun. The Warp Lightning Cannons on that map were great. We had open field, the Knights were pretty much lined up there, but he did go with a bit of a peasant side. He didn't have a ton of value in his Knights aside from the Grail Guardians, so I wasn't able to just necessarily steamroll with the Warp Lightning Cannons, but they still did great. They killed the Grail Guardians. They only got 8 kills, which is rough considering they cost like 1,500 gold. The Warp Lightning Cannons then did a great job against the Paladin. We're able to shoot the Archers, and it doesn't take much to break Bretonnian Archers. Clan Rats did good for the Horn Rat. Definitely quite happy with them. Death Runners in the back did still get 72 kills, but King of the Dead actually rode them down with the Grail Guardians pretty early in the battle and did good shock damage. It didn't necessarily kill models, but it did good shock damage and open them up for the peasants and the other tools. But But yeah, Rat Ogres did good. Warlock Engineer was solid as always, and yeah, I definitely like this kit. I think if they go with like Flying Lords or double Paladins up in the skies, having the Howling Warp Gale plus double Warp Lightning Cannon focus fire on them is going to be just so damn powerful. So yeah, pretty decent little build here. And yeah, for his build, I like it quite a bit. You know, the Peasant Tide, I just think the one thing is cut the Grail Guardian, maybe mix in, just go even wider. I think that's really good. What's going to be really punishing, because the Grail Guardians, that's a big investment to go a little bit south. Had he had like a second Paladin, for example, I think he might have been able to kill Skrull plus the Assassin. But very well played to my opponent, King of the Dead. This is the first of 2 games we played the other day, so the other one will be coming up in a day or two. So hopefully you guys are ready for some more showdowns, and we will see you guys next time. Take care.